bolts, some actual tangible things that we can, because now we've talked about some mindset, guys. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat as we go. But like, so far, out of everything that he's been talking about, Gage has been dropping some bombs and some gems. So guys, like, let's light up the chat. Let me see some ones if you're getting some value. Let me see some twos if you got some questions. Okay. Now, Gage, in regards towards that, you got a brand new agent. Is there a direction that you're navigating? Okay, looks like Joaquin's got some questions. Okay, cool. Everyone else is fired up. I love it. Okay, so Joaquin, if you can type in your question, we'll get to it. But dude, like, you got a brand new agent, it's going from start to hopefully helping some families. What are some of the things that you're recommending to get the momentum as fast as possible? Except for, I did hear one thing, having the opportunity to get uncomfortable every single day. Guys, like, that right there is one of the biggest game changers for all of us collectively. So challenge yourself every single day to be uncomfortable, learning something new. If yesterday, if you're brand new and starting, you did 100 dials, challenge yourself to double it. Challenge yourself to go and invest into leads, invest into your business. Because Gage, without leads, where would your business be?
When I have one.
And then on top of that, when you first started here, what was it like? Because you did say, like, you know, it was rough, you know, you're 4, 5, 6 months in, but what did that actually look like in regards towards what were you thinking? What did the vibes feel like financially? And you said there was doubt, seeds of doubt that were settled in, and you weren't even sure if you were going to be here. You know, what was that journey? And what did you do personally to push yourself out of that funk?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that to answer your first part of that question, like how, you know, what do you do for a new agent to try to get them started fast? It's just getting them leads in their hands and also getting them on the phones as soon as possible. Understanding that this business is 80% on the phones. And I think really, Jesse, what the leveling up, or whatever you want to call it, of our team was, it's just the transparency and what this really looks like. Like, we're not trying to talk about, hey dude, you're gonna make $100 and you're gonna have a wonderful week. Like, we're talking, you're gonna make 500 dials to 1,000 dials in a day to be able to talk to enough people to really set yourself up for success. So I think really just being transparent on like what this looks like, and not trying to you know, sell some type of easy dream here, but like sell the grind and normalize the grind is really what we've been trying to push across agency wide, is what this really looks like. But guys, it's completely different than what I dealt with compared to what you're dealing with as far as lead availability and the chance to dial together. Like, there was no Zoom dials, there were no internet leads. The CRM was bone dry. Like, there'd be like 2 6-month-old mortgage leads in the CRM. And to be honest with you, when I asked, like, you know, where should I buy leads? And they're like, go find them. You know, there's a lot of different Facebook vendors out there. And so all we had was either aged FEX or mortgage leads that were few and far to come by. And then we had Facebook final expense leads that we could purchase through vendors like Game Time and Happy Agent and Bang Bang. Like, I'll give those 3 a shout out because those were around when I got started and they're still here. So those are all 3 credible lead vendors. But I would really say that, like, I wasn't confused. I seen the energy that Jordan Lowry had and the passion that he had about this opportunity. So I was just going to listen to him. I blindly trusted that he was going to lead me in the right direction. And so it's funny that you say that. Like, I was explaining this to a group out in California a couple of days ago. It's like, guys, I started this business with $1,500 to my name and a $2,000 credit card. That's it. And the $1,500 was intended for my bills for next month. So I paid my bills in August. I gave myself September bill money. So I really gave myself a 60-day window to make this work. And if it didn't work, I was out in 60 days. And really how I got started was off of age Facebook final expense leads that Jordan gave me to just dial on to get on the phones right away. And that's one thing that I really would say that he did very well, is he got me on the phones just before I even had my license, before I had any carriers. I was booking appointments for him because he knew that the phones was the most important part of this business. So he wanted me to get over that fear of picking up the phone right away. So when you guys are having new agents, or you have, people who are chomping at the bit to get started, give them some age leads to dial so they can get their teeth kicked in and understand, like, this is what the nitty gritty of the business is going to be. And then just help them out. If they book you some appointments, write them in, cut them off, whatever it takes. But, I legitimately was putting in 1 to 2 orders of Facebook leads, 30 to 40 leads a order, 1 to 2 times a week, non-stop. Like, I would put in $1,000 here, run the 30 leads. And this was my expectations. I'd get 30 leads and I'd hopefully book 10 to 14 appointments off of those leads. And I was looking to close 3. So, like, keep that in mind, like my ratios there. And I was ordering 30 leads to look to try to protect 3 of the 30. So 10%, that's all I was looking to do. And literally what would happen is I would make a sale, and then I would get deposited. I would pay off a portion of my credit card, put in another order with Facebook. And I did that. I would make a sale, pay off the credit card, put in another lead purchase, make a sale, pay off the credit card, put in another lead purchase. And I was explaining this concept to a group of agents a couple of days ago. Like, you have to understand that leads in this business are practice. So you're going to pay to practice, or pay to play is what I've been deeming it as. You're going to pay to play this game of getting better. And so many people get into this business wanting to get 3, 4, 5x their investment. But when you're new, if you break even, you should be ecstatic, because you have that lead money that you started with, and now you can put it right back in and do it over again. So you're paying to play this game of insurance, or whatever game you want to deem it as. And so I legitimately was not looking to make 3, 4, 5x on my ROI. I was legitimately looking to make my money back so I could pay off my credit card and put in another lead order. Make a sell, pay off my credit card, put in another lead order. And I did that repeatedly for months and months. And of course, guys, I would get some ROI. I'm not saying that you're never going to get it, but when you're looking for 3, 4, 5x your ROI and you don't get it, it can be very easily disappointed in yourself. You start to beat yourself up. But if you remember that you're not paying for a CRM, you're not paying for training, you're not paying for anything that Family First Life is providing to you, you'll understand that you're paying to play, you're paying to get better, you're paying to practice. And so I think that a misconception that so many people have, Jesse, is that if we're not making 3, 4, 5x our money, if we're breaking even, we're losing, we suck. No, dude, you're winning. You're actually doing good, because now you can take the money that you started with and put it right back in. It's kind of like a slot machine. Like, you put it in, you make a little back, you put it in, you make a little back, you put it in, you make a little back. And I think that if we did a better job as a company wide explaining this type of concept of pay to play, there'll be a lot more newer agents that are less disappointed, because this is the thing, guys, I get it. A lot of you came into this business watching 200 videos on YouTube. And of those 200 videos on YouTube, you've seen all of the highlight reels. You've seen all of the top producers crushing it to the top. And now all of a sudden, you're comparing yourself, the newbie, to the all-star who's put in time, effort, energy, grit, resiliency into this business. And now, because you're not helping 30 families a week or in a month, you're upset because you're like, that's the bar. And I think that so many of us listen to these YouTube videos, and then we set our goals based off these YouTube videos instead of our goals that they should be us. We're running our own marathon. We're running our own race. So if you came in this business making 3 G's a month at your W-2 world, if you made 4 or 5, aren't you happy? Like, wouldn't you be happy if you make another $1,000 or $2,000 compared to where you came from? But instead, we watch these highlight reels and we set our goals and our aspirations to what this top producer is doing. But at the end of the day, if we would just set our goals to ourselves and stay true to ourselves, then we can keep getting bigger and bigger and loftier goals. But so many of us come into this business thinking that we're just going to do exactly what Steve Giordano does or exactly what Jesse does. And you have to understand the amount of effort and time and energy and hours that Jesse's put into this. Like, you can't get that without doing this, doing the work, doing the activity. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. Like, I understood that I was paying to play, but as that happened, my mental kept getting in the way. Like, I'm not making any money. That's what kept going in my ear. But in this side, like, that was the devil, but the angel was like, dude, you're getting better. You're making your money back. Like, you're paying to play. So it's this constant battle of the devil and the angel that you hear in your mind and your voice. And truthfully, I think it's super important that you get your family or your loved one or whoever that is important to you on board to have the support. Because guys, if I didn't have Michaela on board with me, supporting me, believing in me, I wouldn't be here. I promise you guys. But she told me that I didn't need to worry about money. She told me I didn't need to worry about results. I just needed to keep learning and keep getting better. So if you don't have your loved one and your family on that same type of page, they're going to be telling you, you're not making any money. Are you sure you should be doing this? And they're going to be questioning all these different parts of this business because they don't know this business. She didn't know this business, but she understood that I have drive and I have a work ethic. So if I just kept going and kept moving forward, it would click for me. And obviously that financial stress is something that not all of us will have that support. But at the end of the day, if your rent is paid, your car payment's paid, you're eating food, life's good. Like, that's what you guys should understand. Like, as long as you got a roof over your head, you got the wheels, and if you don't got the wheels, whatever, that's not the most important thing. As long as you got the roof over your head, you're good. And so I just think that as new agents, you got to really be realistic with the time that you're going to put into this and the commitment you're going to put into this to match your goals that you want to do. Because so many people come in there here like, I want to help 20 families a month. I want to help 30 families a month. Do you understand what that work looks like? Do you understand the amount of hours that's going to take? Do you understand the commitment that you're going to have to stick to get to that point? But so many of us don't. Like, we see the highlight reel, but we don't see that he had to do X, Y, Z, C, whatever letter you want to deem it, to get to that point. And so many of us wouldn't do what it takes to, write as much as Jesse writes in a month. Like, Jesse blows me out the water, and I'm not trying to be Jesse. Like, Jesse can be Jesse. I'm going to be Gage. I'm going to cheer him on as he's killing it. He's going to cheer me on as I'm killing it in a different way. So, like, just being true to yourself, I think, is the biggest thing for new agents. Is if you want to make X amount in a month, it's okay. It doesn't have to be these lofty, numbers that come with, a lot of extra work. So I hope that makes sense.
Dude, that's insane. Like, I'm honestly like, I don't even know what to talk about anymore. You just hit everything on the head. Everything. Absolutely. While you were talking about leads, I pulled up the gateway. Guys, I don't know if you've done this recently. When you guys are like, I'm not sure what lead to work, what I would recommend doing is clicking on your county or just browse through your state. There's 3 million. Here, hold on 1 second.
You're good. While you look that up, I'll touch on this. So, like,
hold on. It's 3,705,602 leads in the CRM, guys. 3.7 million leads. So, guys, like, we don't have a shortage of opportunity. It's literally, are you going to work today? How bad do you want it right now? And like Gage was saying, like, have your supportive spouse. And if you've got someone that's in your corner, then push. Let their belief become yours if you don't have it yet. If you've got a partner in business, if you've got a coach, if you got an upline, you've got someone that you work with just within your agency, listen to their belief. Because guys, like if they're pouring and saying these things about you, it's not because they want to have like fluffy marshmallows and clouds all in your day. Like they're telling you this because they mean it. They want to see you win. They want to see you prosper. They want to see you have that elevation in life, to have that an enhanced foundation lifestyle. Because guys, like I look back a year ago and I'm just like, I don't even know how this is in reality. But I remember what I was going through that time frame. And like Gage was talking about is having that resilience, pouring into yourself, believing in yourself, and never giving up, and staying with that just relentless activity. Guys, you can accomplish a lot. We just have to make sure we can accomplish it. And guys, like Gage is saying, like I look at some of the times he's flying around and he's training, he's doing this, and I'm like, dang, dude, I don't even know how he's doing it. But then when I start comparing myself to Gage, I stop focusing on what I can do and what I can control. So what Gage is talking about, guys, like we can all force ourselves to wake up every single day. We can all control to eat healthy, to go to sleep at a normal time, to do our dials, but get disciplined in your schedule and make a bar for yourself. Okay. If your bar is X amount of dials, make a number for how many dials you did that week and how many appointments you booked. And guys, like super important thing of what I would honestly start recommending is tracking your dials. If you're not already, make sure you are tracking your appointments and making sure you have those numbers, because if you do not have those numbers and you're not having success, your manager is going to have a really hard time on where to guide and coach you, because it's typically going to be a phone issue or an in-home issue or a presentation issue. And we can break it down by 3 simple numbers, because numbers don't lie.
Literally. And I think that the Shark said it at convention, like if you don't know your numbers, you should just quit. Like when you're in business for yourself, you have to understand the numbers are going to tell you what you need to work on. The numbers are going to literally lay out what you're missing, what you're lacking on. And what Jesse was touching base on is like, for myself, like it's hard for me to be able to coach an agent if I don't know his activity. And when he's sitting here saying, I did this, I did that, I did this, now it's like me wanting to believe his word, but not knowing if I can believe his word, because I'm just going off of what he's telling me I want to hear, if that makes sense. But if you guys start tracking your numbers, you'll see your progression. And it's really cool to watch your progression in this business as well. So if you count your dial, if you don't count your dials, you're really messing up. Like you gotta start having some type of dial tracker so you can evaluate on today, Sunday, right? I can look back Monday through Saturday and see what my activity was. And then I guarantee you within those days, the days that sucked and the days that were great, you're gonna see the number difference in between those days. So being able to track your numbers, being able to track your appointments. If you're not doing in-person appointments, track your presentations. Presentations equals appointments. And so